Melanie Perez, Tuesdays and Thursdays, 8:30 a.m. to 9:45 a.m. Dr. Gomba's class. Did you know that the average person works 90,000 hours in their lifetime? And while the words work and happy are not often associated with one another, making a conscious effort to be happy in your workplace it will be better for you. Today, I want to talk about how smiling will help you to be more successful in your work environment. I will provide facts about how smiling helps you to have a positive interview. In addition, I will mention how smiling helps you to have a better environment at work for you and for others. And finally, I will talk about why a smile it is important and an effective tool in the work environment and easy to do. First, let's talk about why smiling helps you to have a good job interview. We can all agree that a job interview is the most decisive point in hiring a person for a job. And leaving a good impression is very important because there's no second chances for first impressions. So, how can we do to have a strong positive first interview, right? Well, when you first meet your interviewer, smile. According to Charlotte Hesher Renfro, clinical assistant professor of management and business law at Indiana University Kelley School of Business, says that nearly 40% of hiring managers say that failing to smile is a red flag for them in an interview. End of the quote. She suggests that a genuine smile only at the beginning and at the end of the interview it will be enough to show that you're a friendly person and makes a good impression of yourself. Also, the two main factors that we all face in a job interview are being nervous and anxious. But what if I'll tell you what to do so that way this does not affect your interview? Smile. Sounds really simple, but it's true. And there's the science behind it. Every time you smile, you create a powerful chemical reaction. In an article, Psychologically Today, by Ronald Riggio, a professor of leadership and organizational psychology at Claremont College, explained how it works, and I quote, "The act of smiling activates neural messaging that benefits your health and happiness. For starters, smiling activates the release of neuropeptides that work toward fighting off stress." End of the quote. He explained that neuropeptides are tiny molecules that allow neurons to communicate through your whole body. They facilitate messaging to the whole body when we are happy, sad, stressed, excited, or depressed. The feel-good neurotransmitters dopamine, endorphin, and serotonin are released when a smile flashes across your face. This not only relaxes your body, but it also lowers your heart and blood pressure. Dopamine is particularly known as being the happy hormone. The endorphin is a hormone that acts as a mild pain reliever, and the serotonin is a hormone that works as an antidepressant. With that being said, if you're actually suffering from anxiety and stress, a smile can trick your brain and make you feel better and even happier. And this will help you to get through the interview. And also, don't forget that it will make a good impression of yourself. Now, I'm going to explain how smiling helps you to have a better environment at work for you and for others, like your coworkers, clients, or customers. Relationships are the currency of business, and they're built on trust. Trust is one of the most important elements for a workplace crucial to business success, for not only your company or your job, but for yourself in professional development. In a paper published in 2012 in the National Institute of Health, Library of Medicine of the University of Pittsburgh, says, and I quote, "Facial attractiveness is associated with a variety of positive social characteristics, including trustworthiness. Variation in smiling having likewise been linked with positive judgments of truthworthiness. End of the quote. Teamwork promotes unity towards the achievement of mutual goals, and while it can be challenged to build trust in a work environment, it is essentially so that way it will be beneficial for the company and happy co-workers. So, a smiling and happy employee will boost the trust of his or her colleagues, and this will mean that a happy people are good for teamwork. Since many of us spend a good portion of time in our lives in the workplace, feeling productive and happy is really important. Therefore, starting to laugh and smile more at work is really beneficial for you. According to Jessica Price Jones, the author of Happiness at Work, published in March 2010, and I quote, "Happiness at work is closely correlated with great performance and productivity, as well as great energy, better income, better reviews, faster promotion, and better health for you." End of the quote. Price Jones and her team performed research that showed that a happier worker felt, the more productively they were in their job. After building questionnaires, conducted groups, and compiling results from 3,000 responders in 79 countries, they found out that the happiest employees were 180 more energized in their work and 155% happier with the jobs. They spent 80% of their week on work tasks, compared to the 40% their least happy coworkers spent. Her finding proved that happiness has a distinct advantage over unhappiness. The happier worker felt, the productively the worker will be, and will also create a trust environment in work. And finally, I'm going to talk about why smiling is an effective tool in your work environment and easy to do. You may not know Portuguese, Russian, or Japanese, but there is one language that is universal, and that language is a smile. Even without saying a word, you somehow understand what it's trying to say with just a smile. Indeed, in the human world, a smile serves to be a universal language that connects people from all cultures and civilizations. The key word here is connect. A smiling of your coworkers creates moments of connection that lead to create productively and teamwork. Do you want something effectively for you, for your coworkers, and even your clients or customers that everyone can do? That's a smile. There is not a person who cannot know how to smile, unless he is physically constrained to his facial muscles for some reason. A smile is one of the most basic biologically uniform expressions of all humans. According to Ron Gottman, who is a writer, advisor, and the founder and the CEO of Health Tap, said, and I quote, 30% of us smile more than 20 times a day, and the 14% of us only smile 50 times a day. In fact, those who are the greatest smiling are actually children, who smile as many as 400 times per day. Smiling is a universal language and is good for communicating, but it's also a frequent one. Smiling is an effective tool in your work because it is considered a universal language and is the best thing that we all are capable of doing. In conclusion, I hope I have provided you a good examples and explanation of how smiling will help you to be more successful in your work environment. I discussed fast about how smiling helps you to have a positive interview, also how smiling helps you to have a better environment in work for you, for others, for clients or customers. And finally, I talk about why smiling it is an effective tool in your work environment and easy to do that everyone can be capable of. So, I leave you with this question. Do you want to spend those 90,000 hours in your lifetime with a neutral smile and no progress, or with a smile and be successful? Thank you.